I now want to talk about the greatest show of all time, which is Power. Wow. Let's get into why I say it's the greatest show of all time. A lot of the urban community, we will say that The Wire was the best show before Power came out. The Wire was the #1 show of all time. And it was. But when you compare Power to The Wire, here's the thing about comparing Power to The Wire. The Wire has a more complex story. The Wire has better writing. Hell, even The Wire has better acting sometimes. In a large part, The Wire has better acting. But the thing is, The Wire never tugged at the emotions. The Wire never got the viewer of it as emotionally entrenched in the story as Power has. And Power does on a consistent basis, on a weekly basis. Power gets you totally entrenched emotionally in the story. Power never did that. The Wire never did that. The Wire did not have you at the edge of your seat every week. It just didn't. And I was an avid lover, and still am an avid lover and viewer of The Wire. I got HBO now, nigga. I still watch The Wire reruns. I still go back to season 3, season 4, season 5, which are the best ones, especially season 3, the best season. Right? But it never got you that emotionally involved like Power does. The Wire was real slow, real quiet. You missed things. It had an amazing plot, great writing. Again, better writing. Power does not have the best writing. Power does not have the best storytelling. Power does not have the best plot. But Power sucks you in to where you put yourself deep into that universe, and every single thing that happens has you on an emotional roller coaster from episode 1 to now. It has had all of us as the dedicated and loyal viewers on an emotional roller coaster. After last season, I said, damn, they should have probably ended it in 5. Now I'm on this, I'm like, damn, they get ready to end it in 6. Even though they're doing spinoff series, I don't know if they should end this right now. I think maybe it should go to a 7th season. So that's why I think Power is better than The Wire, is because of the way that it gets you emotionally entrenched. The Wire never did that. I love The Wire. I never thought there would ever be a show that could ever hold a candle to The Wire. But now I see that there is a show that has surpassed The Wire, and that's because of how emotionally involved it gets the viewer. It's got us so emotionally involved that we can't see past. Like, these actors will be forever identified. And I can say that about The Wire, but I was going to say the actors are going to be forever identified by the roles that they played in Power. You could kind of say the same thing about The Wire, but the difference between The Wire and Power and the characters is a lot of characters from The Wire did not go on to play in other things. So that's partially why you'll forever identify them with those. Like even Wood Harris, even in other stuff, we always going to identify him as Avon Barksdale, like without question. But Idris Elba, you're not identifying him as Stringer Bell. He's had so many other roles. You're identifying him as Idris Elba, right? Who he is outlived and is bigger than Stringer Bell. But Omari Hardwick, he's been in plenty of movies, and I'm sure he'll have a lot of big roles as a result of the showcasing of his talent that Power was. He's always going to be Ghost to black people. Because of this role being as instrumental as it is, he will always be Ghost to us, period. Tariq is always going to be Tariq, and he's going to have probably a great career going forward. Tasha was the dark-skinned girl they kicked out of 3LW. Now she is Tasha, man. She's Mama Bear to this motherfucker, man. She's key. And as much as I hate her sometimes, right? And I don't truly hate her, but just the things that she does sometimes, it's a love-hate relationship with her. But see, I'm talking about how much I hate her sometimes. There's not nobody in The Wire that I'm just like, man, I just hate this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because you weren't that emotionally involved in it like you are with Power. Power gets you really emotionally involved, man. Almost uncomfortably. I'm talking about it is Power. There's been episodes of Power that have had my nerve. I'm talking about having me like needing a cigarette, though I would never smoke and I don't ever encourage anybody to smoke. It kills you. Stop doing it if you do it. But it's had my nerves to the point where somebody who smokes would say, nigga, I need a cigarette in previous seasons. From the first episode, I have not missed an episode. I have not went a week without watching the episodes from episode 1 all the way to 6. I've been a dedicated and loyal fan because of the emotional roller coaster. I am like a crack fiend with this goddamn show. Now, The Wire, I was addicted. I love The Wire also, but The Wire was just a cool thing to watch, man, and be a part of. And when The Wire took 2 years off, it was like, damn, when's The Wire coming back? But it wasn't like with Power, man. Like, The Wire was like crack, but Power, man, Power is heroin, man. Power is heroin. Power is another level of a drug. I'm telling y'all that now. That's why Power is the best show that I've ever seen. But just talking about what's going on now, you got this Tommy and Ghost thing, and now they're plotting to kill Jason, and that's, I mean, I don't know how that's gonna go. If it would be in Ghost's best interest to probably start working with Benny, to be honest. I mean, but we'll see. See, the thing is this. This spinoff is shaping up, which is Power Book 2. And it looks like the spinoff is going to be Tasha and Tariq, right? Here's my thing, though. If the spinoff is going to be Tasha and Tariq, it's going to be centered around Tasha and Tariq, I think that means Ghost is going to die or go to prison. Because it doesn't make sense to do a show, a spinoff show for Power that still has the main character of the first show in it. To me, it makes no sense to continue on with Power. My fault. It makes no sense to go into a new show, which is supposed to be Power Book 2 or something to that effect that 50 talked about, with Ghost in it. Power is Ghost story. Power Book 2 makes sense to be Tariq's story, but with that, I see Ghost either having to be dead or in jail. Or so far in the back, possibly he gets with the politician lady and he might become a politician. For all we know, Tate might get knocked off and Ghost take his place. And because he's caught up in politics and away from the streets, it kind of focuses on Tariq and Tasha. That's possible. All this is possible. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. And kind of the Tate getting knocked off thing, that just kind of hit me right now. That's a possibility. There's no doubt in my mind, though, that Tommy's dead before the end of this season. He might kill Lakeisha, and he might go to prison. Tommy is dead or in jail. Ghost is more than likely dead or in jail, but there's a slight possibility that Ghost lives. Slight. Very slight. But Tommy is indefinitely dead or in jail by the end of this season. And I want to say it's probably 3 episodes left. 8, 9, 10. That's it. This thing's coming to an end, man. So we got to figure out. We got to just stop and wait and see what's going on. I'm enjoying the show. I'm loving it every week. It's giving you just enough. I mean, like a good drug, this is how you can tell that a skilled and expert drug dealer is in charge of this show in 50 Cent as the executive producer, because goddamn it, he's literally giving you just enough of a hit to hold you over until the next week, to give you just enough of a hit again. But as 50 alluded to in his Breakfast Club interview, Power Book 2, which is going to be the spinoff series, picks up 48 hours after the end of Power. So I'm very interested to see what happens. It might not be Tasha and Tariq at all. Tariq might get his ass knocked off, which I think would be stupid. Just like I think pulling the plug on Proctor early was kind of stupid. I think now the thing is, what's crazy to me is how this Weasel Dre keeps living. Like, I feel like Dre should have got clipped. But I mean, I don't even know, man. This stuff is getting so crazy. But now with them niggas trying to kill Dre, I think he's probably gonna run to the feds. But Saxe is on administrative leave, getting ready to get fired because of all the off the books operation. I mean, this stuff is so crazy. It's got me going everywhere. See what I'm saying? The Wire did not have niggas like this. I'm telling you that now. The Wire did not have niggas like this. Period. But yeah, man, I don't even know what to do, what to think. With but I strongly believe that the next series is going to be centered around Tariq and Tasha, especially with the introduction of that stripper character, her daycare being the front, how they clean the money. The other brother who's like the local drug dealer who she was working with. It's a lot that could happen just with that storyline, with Ghost out of the picture, with Tommy out of the picture, and it just really centering around them. It's a lot that could happen with that storyline, man. And I think the Queen's Child Project will be an ongoing storyline that carries on into the next show for sure, because it's still relevant now. Even if there's not a lot of talk about it, it gets a very clear and distinct mention in every episode. So I believe that it's going to be very instrumental going forward. It's kind of like going back to The Wire. It's kind of like The Wire, that development that the B&B what was they B&B Enterprises, which is Bell and Barksdale Enterprises, had that development, and then right before they was about to sell, that's when Stringer got murdered in them, and then the politicians took it over and whatever. But it's kind of like got that same feel as far as what was I saying? As far as the way that it's kind of an arc that's going on, and I believe it's going to carry over to the next show for sure. The Queen's Child Project, especially with how we just got that dude who Tate was fucking his wife, just got dude to come over and be kind of the manager, the project manager for QCP. Queen's Child Project is going to be a big deal, I think. I mean, not even, we're going to see how big of a deal it is, but it's going to be, I believe, a continual story arc into the next series. Which is Power Book 2, or I don't know if that's the official final name for it, or if that's just what they're calling it. I'm not sure, but yeah. And I believe Kanan is going to get, Kanan's supposed to have a spinoff, I believe, too. So it's just, I believe there's going to be two spinoffs from this. Unless, I mean, I don't know. This Ghost becoming a politician thing is kind of in my mind. I don't know, man. I mean, we can go back and forth forever about that damn power. It's amazing. And, most how will I have somebody to kind of talk about Brother Joel. Y'all were all from Sons of Thunder. I talk to him about it all the time, and several others. So, I want to kind of maybe do a full, just a whole podcast on just power. Probably once the finale comes, I'll set it up. So I'm going to holler at the Brother Joel about that. I think that's a tremendous idea. Light bulb.